So you have the 12th spot in your home league or any league that you're in, right? You're looking for strategies and you come across this video. This is a perfect video because Zach is actually bringing you a strategy, in the 12th spot. You're probably saying, dang, I don't know. I've never got the 12th spot. Or I don't like the 12th spot. Actually, I think it's kind of good. So Zach, take us through your thoughts in this mock draft that we've done with our community this past week.
I will say that I actually don't prefer the 12th spot. To be honest.
It's actually not bad, though. What you've done here from what I'm seeing.
Yeah, what I got here, I'm happy with, but I will say that I do really prefer being at the top end of drafts this year.
Okay.
But I think if you're at the 12th spot, you're probably disappointed, but I want to bring you maybe some strategy to help you execute from the 12 as good as you possibly can. So we're going to show you this last mock draft that we did. And this is all with real people in our Discord. You can join our Discord with link in the description. And you can see, obviously, I drafted from the 12. First thing I want to say is if you're drafting from the 12 spot, you're already at a disadvantage. You really are, because you're getting the 12th best player off the board. Everyone else is getting a better player. They should, if they draft right, than you. Okay? So what you want to do, in my opinion, is you want a strategic advantage to offset that position, to offset the 12 spot. You won't get anywhere near the RB1, okay?
Right.
CMC at the 1-1, it's JT, whatever it is. You're not going to get anywhere near the RB1. And you're also not going to get anywhere near the wide receiver one. We see 3 to 4 to 5 wide receivers going in the first round this year. So you're not going to have the wide receiver one. You're not going to have the running back one. It's just not going to happen. But you can likely get the tight end one, in my opinion, in Travis Kelce, okay? Which I think can be a huge positional advantage for you on a weekly basis, okay? Travis Kelce last year, 8.3 targets per game. Tyreek Hill, 9.3 targets per game, and he is gone. Juju's there, MVS is there, Sky Moore is there, but I think it's only natural to anticipate 9 to 10 targets a game this year for Travis Kelce.
Yeah.
I think he's going to be up near that 150 targets this year. And if you can get that from the tight end position while everyone else in your league is wondering if their tight end's going to get a touchdown this week. That's like they're looking at the waiver wire and they're thinking, man, can this tight end get me a touchdown this week? You're looking at your tight end position and saying, I've got the best tight end in the league. I know he's going to get me at least 15 points a game. Maybe he's going to have a 30-point game. I think that's a differentiator for you. It's something that you can do from the 12th spot. It sets your team apart. It gives you a strategic advantage on a weekly basis. And then you're free to scour the waiver wire for every other position. You don't need to look at the tight end. Don't waste your waiver claim on tight ends, your fab on tight ends. You got that figured out. With your second pick here at the 12th spot, here at the 2.1, in my opinion, you need to go best player available. Okay. The way the board fell in this draft, you can see here, you can look at the first round. The way the board fell for me, I didn't have a tier 1 running back on the board. Okay. I only had tier 2 running backs available to me. All right. All these guys here are in my tier 2 that were available. However, I did have a tier 1 wide receiver in Stephon Diggs. Look at Diggs. He's my wide receiver 5 this year. I mean, really, wide receiver 3 to 5 is so shaky for me. He could be as high as wide receiver 3.
Right.
I think he's almost locked in for a top 5 finish this year. Anything can happen, but I think he is a huge advantage for you, especially in a PPR format. By the way, if you look at the wide receiver and running back position, I looked at the wide receiver 5 finishes last year versus the running back 5 finish last year. Okay. Justin Jefferson was the 5 last year. He scored about 1.2 more points per game than CMC, who was the running back 5. Think about that. CMC, the running back 5, but the wide receiver 5 and Justin Jefferson had more points per game than CMC. Obviously, some of those games, CMC was injured. That would hurt his average. But the reason I bring that up is because I don't want you guys to be hesitant to draft a wide receiver early. You shouldn't feel hesitation to do that, especially if it's someone like a target hog, like a Diggs, like an Adams. And then you can see, obviously, the board after you make your first 2 picks. You got a long time to wait, guys. You got a long time to wait. You might as well make yourself a sandwich. You might go to Chick-fil-A, go to McDonald's, get yourself some food if you're drafting,
Right.
because you got a long time to wait. You can see here at the 3-12 and the 4-1, I really wanted James Conner to fall to me, even though I'm not a James Conner guy. He didn't fall to me, but I was able to grab Josh Jacobs, Travis Etienne. So I got someone who I feel secure in Jacobs, and then I got Etienne, who is a high upside player, high risk, high reward.
Right.
But if I look at rounds 3 to 6, I feel like those are prime rounds for running backs. Josh Jacobs, he went as a running back 18 in this mock. He's my running back 14. Okay. Travis Etienne, he went as a running back 19 in this mock. He's my running back 17. Tony Pollard, he went as a running back 28 in this mock. He's my running back 25. So I feel like if you're going to miss out on the running backs early, that's actually okay, because you have high upside guys who could be top 12 guys. I mean, Breece Hall is there. I could take Breece Hall if I wanted instead of Jacobs or Etienne, who I think is going to get an incredible workload this year. Might not be Najee Harris-esque workload, but I think he's going to get quite a bit. I mean, he's probably going to get 15, 16 touches a game at least. So with this strategy, again, you don't get your tier 1 running backs. You don't get your tier 2 running backs, but you get running backs that could potentially find themselves into those tiers because they're on good offenses or they have a good profile from college. And then the other thing with this 12 spot that I think is very important, don't draft quarterbacks early. Just don't do it.
Right.
You know, specifically in this mock with our community, quarterbacks went late. In your mocks, in your real drafts, Josh Allen will be a second round pick. Okay. Patrick Mahomes will be a second round pick. Guys like Lamar and Murray and Herbert will be 3rd, 4th round picks. So these quarterbacks will go higher, but guys that I feel comfortable with that went even later. I mean, Derek Carr, I would have been comfortable with him being my quarterback. Matthew Stafford, I'm comfortable. Aaron Rodgers, Dak Prescott.
Yeah.
So, and I don't even think Kirk Cousins got drafted here, but again, another guy who didn't even get drafted. All that being said, I grabbed Trey Lance because I believe in the upside, but I could have waited until round 11 to get Derek Carr.
Right.
If I wanted some more security. And then with my late rounds, pick 10 to 12, I went vets who I think are in important positions in an offense.
Yeah, high upside guys.
Exactly. Guys who are maybe not names that anyone likes. Ronald Jones. No one likes that name. Devontae Parker, Kenny Golladay. People don't like these names.
Low risk, high reward. There it is.
But they're in important roles, right? Ronald Jones could be in a goal line role here in Kansas City. Devontae Parker could be the wide receiver 1. Kenny Golladay, who knows? Could be the wide receiver 1. Let's see.
Right.
But then I was also able to grab guys like Gage and Burks at the 7-12 and the 8-1. Russell Gage, to me, is a really ideal target. If you can grab him in the 12 spot around the 7-12, it might be an overpay, but I currently have him as a wide receiver 30. I think he's going to, I said this before, I don't see a way that he doesn't finish as a top 25 wide receiver this year with the offense that he's in. You know, I'm connected to Tom Brady
and everything now. Yeah, especially with God since the first couple weeks.
Exactly. So I feel like, again, I hate the 12 spot, but these are some things that I feel like can give you an advantage if you're at the 12 spot. Look, if you don't go tight end with one of your first 2 picks, you're not getting an elite tight end. Okay.
Right.
It's just not happening because Andrews and Kelsey are not coming back to you. So yeah, this is the kind of strategy I'm looking at, and I think it could be successful. But again, you know, you don't want to draft from the 12, obviously.
Yeah, no, I get what you're saying, but I mean, you demonstrated a good opportunity in a good way where like you waited until, you know, some of these values came to you, and sometimes you have to take what's given to you, especially in the 12 spot, and that's what's really hard and frustrating about drafting from the 12 spot. Is that, or
you have to reach because you're 24 picks away from your next pick.
Exactly, and you're like, dang, well, he's not going to come to me, so should I have done it? You know,
that's exactly how I felt about Gage. By the way, I was like, dang, probably Gage shouldn't be drafted at the 7-12, but there's no way he's coming back to me at the 9-12.
Yeah, and that's just the reality of the 12 spot, either reaching or hoping some people fall to you, and getting that value there. So I think it's a good. I think it's a great draft. Obviously, definitely. Yeah, this is good. And there's so many high upside players like Mooney. I love Mooney.
Yeah.
You know, Russell Gage, like you said, and Kenny G. I mean, not to be biased or anything. Well, what an opportunity.
Giants fans, let's go. All right, guys, let us know if you're drafting from the 12th spot. Maybe you're watching this months later. ADP might have slightly changed, but I don't think Kelsey's going to go higher than this. Okay. In all the mocks I've done, Badake, I haven't seen him go higher than like the 2-3.
Yeah.
So I feel like last year he was definitely going like mid first round onwards. Mm-hmm. But this year I think people are a little bit hesitant.
Which is interesting.
So I think can give you a positional advantage there.
Yeah, it's definitely interesting because, you know, Tyreek was there and now he's not. And now everyone's saying, well, I mean, we just got to wait and see what happens.
Yeah. All right, comment down below. Let us know if you are drafting from the 12th spot or if there's a spot in particular that you hate.
Yo, what's good? Thanks for watching. We got a lot more videos.
A lot more.
If you want more videos.
Watch it.
You can also subscribe.
Right now.
If you want to.
You need to.
And lastly, don't forget that you can sign up to support the show and get exclusive content by going to patreon.com/FantasyLand fam.